Hey everybody, Josh here from Shamma Sandals, and I just completed 200 miles in my Trailstar Maximus with the grip top footbed, and I wanted to take this opportunity to check in and show you how the sandals have held up and just kind of go over some of the details of them. First, here it is. Here's my list though. I wanted you to see. There are people that have access to technology and apps like Strava, I think is what it's called. But I'm a caveman and I just write things down. I find that I actually really like this. Sometimes I don't get to my little notepad right after the run, and I have to like come back and maybe a couple days later remember and think about the places I went. But I think that's actually a really good thing. It's a good thing to put pen to paper and just kind of go through the process. It would be a little better if my handwriting was better. I kind of have the handwriting of, say, like a 7 or 8 year old, which isn't great, but that's just what it is. Anyways, put all these runs together. Trailstar Maximus just hit 201 and 0.4 miles. So I'm stoked on this accomplishment, and I'm actually, in the long run, I'm interested to see how far I can run in these sandals. In Warriors, I usually get somewhere around, we'll say 550 miles in some Warriors, and I'm like, okay, I'm good, I'm done with those. But the Trailstar, there is a lot more meat because we're using the 8mm Vibram NuFlex. So anyways, let's take a look at it real quick here. The first thing is, you might notice, is the top. And the sandal has really curled up around my foot, which I like. I like it when they shape up. You know, one thing we're totally against here at Shamma Sandals is arch support. And even though it's shaped up kind of near my arch, there's no actual support for the arch. It's not doing anything to impede the movement. They're so flexible. It's just kind of cupping my foot. And the more it's shaped around the foot, the more responsive the sandal becomes. It's less floppy, it moves with your foot better and all that. So that's something that's happened, and it's happened in a really good way, more comfortable, more responsive. So the second thing is, let's look at the bottom of the sandal. And the cool thing about the sandals is you can really see like your wear pattern. So here's my right foot, here's my left foot. And one thing that's pretty noticeable right off the bat about my wear pattern, it's stronger on the right side than the left side. Not by a ton. I work really hard to have a consistent, even foot strike. I'm really conscious of my technique, but it's not perfect. And I can tell you, I definitely drive harder on my right, even though I'm always trying to develop the left. But they're not too far off. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's see, what's another thing? So another thing I'm pretty happy about is the sole anchors are still here, okay? At least the bottoms of them. One of the things we had to do with the Trailstar Maximus is because it's only 8mm, we kind of had to approach it like we do the Warriors. With the Warriors, and we have the all the components are literally on the ground. There's no room to really countersink. You just barely remove some of the tread for the toe plug on a regular Warrior. But what happens is that the sandal over time is it's gonna shape up, and the toe plug is usually gonna recess a little bit and kind of lift up into the open space in between the big toe and the second toe. So those little bits mean there's not going to be quite as much pressure on those certain points, which means that the plug actually lasts on the Warriors the whole length of the life of the sandal. It'll even outlast the sole in a lot of cases. So in this case, a similar thing's happened. You could see a little bit of a rise here on this sole anchor that's just to the inside of the big toe. The one in between the big toe and the second toe has recessed a little bit, and the one on the outside, there's a little tiny, not much lift, but the sandal curving in right there has kind of lifted it up, so it's not making much contact. In the back of the sandal, we have our twin insole posts. So we've dual purposed on the Trailstars the insole post to function as an outsole post as well, and they're working just fine. This one on the outside's got a little bit more wear, but you can still see parts of the logo after 200 miles. The logo is completely clean and almost untouched on the insole post. Same thing, a little less so on the left because I don't push as hard on that one. So the cool thing is, because of the material and the way we recessed it and the way it's kind of breaking in, 200 miles and everything's going really well on these. I could see at least another 300 miles in these, probably 400 or 500, and that's what I'm going to test for, and I'll definitely check in as I get farther along. I do think probably in another 100 miles I'll probably have to replace some of these sole anchors, just because they are so close to the ground, but you can get them on the parts page on the website. They're really inexpensive, and it's good to remember too that the sole anchor is this part on the bottom that's wearing. The important thing is it's just a dust jacket. So the thing that gives the sole anchor strength is on the opposite side of the part. So you're not, even if you wear through it, it's not like it's critical. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna, I'm not gonna be able to make it home on a run or whatever. You'll be just fine. You could probably replace it in a month and your strap would still be fine. So you got plenty of time on that. Let's see, what else? One other thing I think I'd point out on these is I do use power straps on these for running, and I think that the power straps are really helpful. So it might be a little redundant or seem a little redundant, but the power straps pulling the front of my foot into the heel strap in the front of the sandal, the forefoot strap is pulling my foot down. So it's pressure, one pulling down, one pulling back, and I really think it ups the security level, and it gives these sandals almost shoe-like performance or security, I would say. So all in all, I've totally loved these sandals. It's a toss-up for me. What's the best running sandal that Shamma makes? I kind of lean towards this Trailstar Max. Number 2 would probably be the Warrior, and a close third would be the Trailstar. The Warrior Maximus. So those are kind of like in the top 3 if you wanted to run, depending on just what kind of setup you want in the front. Last thing is, what makes these things so great to run in is the security coupled with the flexibility of the sole. These are a step above the Alpha or far above the Omega because of the flexibility. The only sandal that's going to have more flexibility, but it's not going to give you the same control, is going to be the Warrior Maximus or Charger. So these are really cool. I've been loving them, and I think you're going to like them too. I really think you should give them a try. And even if you're not going to run in them, they're going to be so cool on a hike. You're just going to love them. All right, everybody, so that's it. 200 miles in the Trailstar Maximus. That's a big milestone. And at the next big milestone, 400 or 500 miles, we'll see. We'll check back in and tell you how it's going, and maybe see when we had to replace these sole anchors and how that worked out. In any case, until next time and we check in on these, happy trails. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more weekly content. And make sure to click the bell so that you'll be notified every time we post something new.